Okay, let me
Where
try
the
starting
hell?
the stream again.
Oh, they're in here. Shit.
Okay, I think we're back on live again. Yeah, okay, it started streaming. I am so sorry,
Alright.
guys. My Wi-Fi just completely crashed for a few seconds for some stupid reason, so hopefully everyone will get back in. So, okay, so...
We're talking about these people who I don't really recognize.
Okay, so, first of all, what I was getting at is that these are people that I've met through you, and that either A, they've watched your content, B, they know about you, or through your channel. Obviously, they don't know you as a person, but like the biggest ones that I can use as an example are people like Melly, Jennifer, Brandon, Lachlan, and Stout, because they themselves are left-wing or left politically, and even they have like disagreements about the way that you go about handling this, that you go about discussing with people, or the way you delete them because it looks like that you can't take the criticisms that people have about your ideologies.
Right, okay.
And it's like, you know, it's one thing when people talk about like and criticizing ideologies is different than criticizing opinions, because opinions can't be wrong. We can agree to that. Well, if you're racist, you're wrong. But it's safe opinions, non-harmful opinions. And same with ideologies. Like, if you're a Christian, you're going to be criticized for that. If you're conservative, you'll be criticized for it. So if you're left, you'll be criticized. Wait, no, we can't criticize them because they are tolerant left. And that's what a lot of people feel like is a bias. That's what people get that vibe with you, in how you are the same way, in that you don't allow people to criticize your opinions.
Yeah, because Christians and right-wingers have always been the best at handling dissent, haven't they? Yeah.
I didn't say they didn't. So, I mean, and it's not like they handle it so well when they take that criticism. Obviously, they don't. Street preachers go out there, they shout to the rooftops that, oh, we're going to burn in hell for our opinions and all that shit. But,
So are we dealing in generalities here? Because like you keep bringing up these different groups of people, like Christians and right-wingers, and I don't understand what...
I mean, I guess
what is your point? Yeah, because this
in a way,
isn't making a lot of
stereotypes do
sense.
exist for a reason, as Adosa Buckley would say. So, it's just that, like, in these broad generalizations, because obviously I don't know you well enough to give, like, specific isolated moments all the time, as opposed to, like, people's criticisms and opinions of you. But it just seems to me, and a lot of other people who used to enjoy your content, that, before, when they used to say you can't take criticism, you tended to prove them wrong, but it's been proven right more so now than it was 7-8 years ago.
Okay.
So, would you agree that you can't take criticism?
Nope. I would not agree.
But that's what a lot of people think because of the way that you politically approach them.
A lot of people think a lot of things. I can't sit here and speak for every single one of them, because I don't talk to them, and I don't hang out with them anymore, and I don't watch their videos, and I don't,
well, I mean,
insert reason here.
You don't have to be that involved with them like that, I mean, I'm friends with all these guys. I don't sit here and watch all their videos. Half of them don't even make videos anymore. I think Justin still does, but Stout's been done for years. And
you just touched on something. You are friends with these people. I am not. So
yeah, because of the way that you completely cut them off, the way that you treated them.
And I had my reasons.
And they had their reasons for criticizing you, but you think that they're wrong for criticizing you.
Family members of mine, or these were not brothers inextricably linked to me by blood or by kinship or by what have you. These were just people on the internet who spent some time watching my videos.
Yeah, but
at the end of the day,
one of your best friends.
Because, dude, I was at his wedding, for God's sake.
Look, and I know that. Like, here's the thing:
you can't use that example.
I do use it as an example.
We have a bond.
You both met online.
Way...
You never knew each other in person. He saw your videos. He really liked you.
And then we met,
videos,
and
then you both became really good friends to where you met in person. That kind of bond is possible with these kind of people. Like Stout and Stevie have hooked up and hung out before, so
good for them. Cool.
Okay, so what's stopping you from having a tolerable relationship with these kind of people now?
Just not wanting to, I guess. I mean,
there's a difference between not wanting to and deliberately like cutting them out of your life for no real good reason. Because
okay, so when I delete somebody from Facebook, okay, you keep using this term "cutting them out of your life" as if they were already such a huge part of my life. It sounds much
more drastic than it really is. It's because, like, you know, you're really known for deleting a lot of people and blocking them, and you obviously are within your right in a lot of instances. But with these specific people, it really does not feel like you.
Everyone's within their right in any instance. You know, even on YouTube, you're held to a standard. YouTube can just delete you at the drop of a hat if they think that you are not living up to their standards of what a channel should be, breaking their rules. You know, YouTube itself is a platform where you have to follow a certain set of guidelines, and if you don't, they throw you out on your ass. It's the same with friendships. It's the same with interpersonal relationships between people. If you don't gel, you don't mesh well together, you don't necessarily have to keep them in your life. You want to be friends with these people, by all means, be friends with them. I'm happy for you. I don't have a whole lot of friends in my life, and that's my own cross to bear.
Right, but
you know,
like, I feel like there's not as good of a comparison when saying it's like with YouTube channels, because with people, you know, those are more individuals. YouTube itself is an entity, and it deals with a lot of different people. And I already have like a big problem with big tech to begin with, so I already feel like there's somewhat of a bias in their decisions on a lot of things. But, and, you know, deleting these people is one thing, but again, it's the way that you approach deleting them as if, like, it's such a big deal. Or
why am I responsible for their feelings, though? Like...
Because of the way that you've interacted with them about it, you know? Because, like, I mean, here's the thing. I deleted people.
So why can't it just be? Why can't it just be, okay, he doesn't want to talk to me anymore. Move on. No, they don't move on. They make a video, they get all their friends together, and they say shit, and they have a party about it.
That offended you so bad, and sometimes when you do talk about it, it's really not as big a deal as you make it out to be, and then, like, they're like, you deleted me over that? You know, the second time you unfriended me, I mentioned this before, you unfriended me all because I responded in criticism to you one time about how...
you can't even expect me to... I don't even remember.
Yeah, no, what it was I made a post about how Toys R Us was closing here in the United States. And did you move on and did you get over it? Did you move on and get over it with time? Clearly, but at the same time, it's a very stupid reason as to why you deleted me for that purpose. Like, it seems to me like you almost did it because you almost felt ashamed for some reason. And I'm not saying that you did. It's just by that perception based on that assumption. Because
I wouldn't say that.
A lot of people reacted to my comment in response to you, and then all of a sudden I see that you unfriended me, and I'm like, this is even stupider than the election. You know?
Okay, I unfriended you. Why did it occur to you that you had
a lot of positive, like, interactions on posts before that, you know? And it's it's a very minimal thing that you cut me from, and that's what bewilders me about it as to why. You know, and it feels like you do that with everyone else.
Everyone, okay. Well, again, we're not going to agree there.
Statement because it's a case-by-case situation. Obviously, you can't sit there and say, I'm not literally, like, putting it all in a tight package. I'm trying to be, like, I speak for, like, the majority of the way you treat people.
You speak for yourself. You know, I mean, if you think that you're speaking for these other people who still, all these years later, feel scorned by me deleting them from something as like piddly as fucking Facebook,
think it's necessarily that. It's, again, that these people...
What do you want me to say? Like, what is your goal?
I feel like...
Because I've forgotten, like, you mentioned these names, and these are people I don't even fucking remember anymore. I don't think about them. So let me ask you a question. To an extent,
let me ask you. A lot of them have moved on. I obviously haven't, just because I...
Whoa, hold on, dude. Let me ask you a question. What do you want out of me, ultimately, with this? Because it's getting kind of old hearing the same idea kind of repackaged over and over, and I don't... What do you want? Exactly.
I want you to admit that you tend to cut a lot of people on Facebook and YouTube for very minimal, very stupid reasons, to be honest. I'm just going to be blunt.
No, I won't admit that, because that's your opinion. That is one man's opinion. That is not my opinion. That is not the way I see it.
And that's exactly the problem, because, like, again, even if I were to...
okay, that's your problem. It's not my problem.
No, see, the problem is you can't,
I've got a life.
You can't be wrong about an opinion, but you can be misinformed. You can have a discussion about it, and the way I and several other people perceive it based on their interactions with you, you cut people off for very stupid reasons. You brush them off like it's... like, for the most minimalist thing. They don't agree with this. They don't agree with that. They think you handled this poorly. Delete, block, delete.
Okay, wow. I did not know that you felt so strongly about it. I didn't know that these people felt so strongly about it. I mean, it's just like move on. If I see somebody deleting me on Facebook, I don't take to the fucking, I don't take to my social media and go, oh my God, I got deleted by so-and-so. Oh no, it's like, okay, that happened. Oh well.
Well, it's more like it feels like you do it, like you pick fights.
We have a difference of how we view these things.
I mean, you did it with people like JJ Discussions. You sat there and you all of a sudden started bad-mouthing him, and then you blocked him.
Yeah, and I don't remember what happened there either, but I probably had a good reason to.
You literally only sat there and said JJ Discussions is a dime a dozen ranter, and then you just started shit and
he was. He really was. From what I can remember, there were a lot of them.
What you did, man. Again, we liked what you had to say, and we appreciated your videos and some of your skits. But what was different than what you did from sitting in front of a camera and talking about your opinions, aside from the occasional humorous video?
If I remember correctly about JJ Discussions, and I'm really having to dig deep in my memory bank here, I probably just saw nothing special, and there were a lot of those hangers-on in the ranting community who thought they were being really original and really, I don't know, edgy and groundbreaking, and it was really just the same video over and over and over again, kind of like a Groundhog Day sort of thing. And maybe that's what it was with JJ Discussions. I don't know. To expect me to be able to remember each and every single person I've ever interacted with on the internet, when at the end of the day, when the internet goes off, when I shut my computer, turn my phone off, and I return to the real world, there's a whole other set of problems there that I prioritize over what happens on the fucking internet. That's why I think it's so silly to be like, oh, you deleted all these people. It's like, okay, yeah. Well, get over it.
It's not just that you deleted these people; it's that you deleted them for dumb reasons. That's my
in your opinion, dumb reasons. If anybody has a reason, people, period. I feel if anybody, don't fucking yell at me, okay? If no, you're not. Okay, whatever the reason is, it's their reason to do it, and it's their right to do it, and that's that. Period. If you have a problem with it, you're well within your rights to make your videos. You're well within your rights to get me in a debate and talk about it, but you're getting unsatisfying answers from me, and that sucks for you. But for me, it's these things happened, and I don't know what I'm possibly supposed to do about it. Well, because none of these people, even if I apologized, even if I got on my knees and apologized, oh, I'm so sorry for deleting you 8 years ago, it's what then? I get no satisfaction out of it. They get no satisfaction out of it.
I don't even think it's necessarily that people expect you to apologize for stuff like that. It's just, it feels like to some people that like the way you delete people off Facebook like that is almost the way you would probably treat someone in real life, because again, the way some people do act on the internet is more a portrayal of how they really feel about a lot of instances.
Yeah, and I've already told you that's like not an absolute.
Yeah.
It's just not. You can't sit there and say this person making a video and like, okay, for example, you remember the goofball shitty videos I did, like where I said I met Donald Trump at McDonald's, or the other day videos at Archfiend. I basically aped his idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if somebody saw that video and I acted like a complete tosser in that video for comedic purposes, whether or not somebody believed that was how I acted in real life, I wouldn't give a fuck, because the whole point was to entertain. And if somebody felt entertained by it, but they thought that, oh God, is he really that way in real life? I don't know why I would waste my time like trying to like, oh no, hold on, that's not me, that's not who I am.
Yeah, well, I feel like those ones are a lot more obvious than some of your videos where you do genuinely.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, no,
you'd be absolutely. Oh my God!
Have Asperger's syndrome, or maybe a little bit on the autistic scale. The sarcasm does not go through them.
Completely neurotypical people, I'm sure, saw some of those videos and were like, "Well, really? Did you really meet Donald Trump in a McDonald's?" And don't bring Asperger's into it.
Well, no, it's because,
first of all, Hans Asperger was a horrible human being.
Specifically,
you need to stop calling it Asperger's, first of all, because Hans Asperger was a horrible fucking human being who worked for the Nazis and got untold numbers of kids killed. Autism spectrum disorder. There are so many other things you can call it.
See, that I did not know. So, I've just heard it called Asperger's all my life. So
yeah, me too. But then I read about it and I was like, oh fuck. Okay. No way. I do not want to give any credit to that piece of shit.
I appreciate that kind of thing, but like when it feels like a lot of other times when people have discussions with you about certain issues, and obviously it's not in relation or on the same scale, but like it just feels like, again, I
will cop to this much. I will cop to this much. There were situations where I probably had too short of a fuse for certain people.
Okay.
And then, like, for example, let me try to think of one really, really good example. A juicy one for you got to give the people what they want. Okay, like, well, you, for example, if I did just delete you over some shit about Toys R Us, even though I still think there's probably some other things that were building up that led me, because that's what it is in some cases. In some cases, somebody would have a pattern of saying really dumb things or things that I found objectionable or questionable, and then they said something, and that was like the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. And that's when I decided. So sometimes it may have appeared that I just up and deleted somebody, but it could have been that I was just watching the things pile up, and then I saw something else, and I'm like, okay, that's it. Right. And that's what it was. I can assure you, no matter how much anybody else out there wants to deny it, I can assure you in 90% of the cases in which I just tossed somebody off of my Facebook, it was building. It was the same with Justin, but Justin is a good example. Could I have been a little bit more genteel with Justin?
Right.
Probably, yes. But it's not like actually, no, I think I just deleted him. I didn't send him like a meandering message about how I was, I got tired of the brother stuff. But if it's about how I just deleted people, if it's about how I just deleted people and I didn't give them a heads up, I can see how people would see that as shitty. But with me, and just the way that I have operated for so long, I just, I didn't feel like I absolutely had to go to the ends of the earth to let this person know why I was deleting them. But I can see
so much about it personally,
why it would bother people.
Well, with him personally, he actually did feel that kind of connection with you. He's shown instances of like where you've called him brother, or in the old troll posse calls, he would used to call him brother, you'd love him, and like no one could ever hate him.
The troll posse, that's the whole thing though. It's like I didn't think that anybody, like when I was a quote unquote member of the when they had me in on those
I
calls.
never really
just
considered
to
you a member, to be honest. You were just kind of one of those who you knew you didn't belong, and so you just
I didn't.
yeah.
Whether or not I'm a member, whatever. But I thought that he and virtually anybody else in there, that it was all just a piss take, and the brother stuff was just kind of like this rote sort of kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like when someone says "bro" at the end of it, or "dude" or whatever. That's what I saw all the brother stuff as. I didn't see it as like this bond that he thought we had.
And here's my thing too. Like, you don't have to go on every post and say I disagree with all this, but admittedly, though, again, discussion is one of those things I feel like people need to be more open about. So, like, if you want to openly tell someone you disagree with them, you tell them that. If you want to tell like, if they want to talk with you about why they disagree with your disagreement, you tell them that. It's like, you know,
people in this town I live in could really heed that advice. Right. By the way,
do they really not speak to any immigrants in Finland? Do they really just shut people out like that?
Not absolutely. No, not everybody is, but people are way more reserved here. And
it's so weird about that. Yeah. I mean, at least in the United States, you have people that are vocal about trying to open up the borders and are welcome to people like that. But I again, that's not like the people who don't exist. So
there's a lot of Euroscepticism here.
Is that, like, you know, with me as an example, here's the reason why, you know, I talk about all this stuff with you and me. It's not like I'm so deeply hurt that I've got this scar from years ago, what you did. I'm only bringing these up as an example because this is my experience with you and how it is similar to what other people have said in the past. So it's not like I'm so offended that you deleted me necessarily. It's more so, this is how he treats me, how others have said he treated him, and that's why I wanted to partly bring you out here to address that kind of thing, and it reflects into how it looks like that you can't take criticism or certain opinions in that kind of way, and especially, again, with politics. So, like, when you did cop to, like, saying that you sometimes do have a little bit of a short fuse, trying not to put, like, words in your mouth, you know, that's...
I do. Sometimes I do, yeah. And it's something that I work on.
It's definitely a start.
It's something that I work on every single day. Okay. Because there are absolutely ways in my life and times in my life where I have probably not given somebody enough rope, so to speak. And that was just very abrupt with them. And yeah, but I really like to think, and not just for the sake of revisionist history, but I really like to think that a lot of the people, especially at that Facebook I had that had damn near 5,000 people on it, and I was getting just bombarded with shit all the time. Like, that was a mistake too. Like trying to handle all of the messages and comments, and then making a Twitter, and then, like, I was getting between Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, hundreds of fucking messages and comments, and it was just like, oh.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
I had to find a way. Hold on, just this kind of goes towards the things you're talking. When I didn't handle it the best way, but I also had to find a way to filter things out so that I could handle these things easier, if that makes any sense. Like having 100 different messages, and I sure as fuck didn't get to every single one.
Sure.
But yeah, that probably shortened my fuse a little bit too. Just the overall trying to have this bigger sort of channel and trying to stay as in contact with as many people as possible. It was not easy. I don't know why I tried as hard as I did to but over time, the whole people pleasing aspect of me got even smaller and smaller and smaller, and right. I guess my fuse grew shorter and shorter and shorter. Well, but I also do naturally, as me, as you know, not UTF, but not to refer to myself in the fucking third person as in the arrogant manner, but as John, this human being.
Yeah.
I have had issues with just being a little bit too impulsive and not giving people the chance to. But it's a work in progress.
Right.
There were instances.
The
sure.
thing is, though,
I will cop to that.
I think a lot of people, no one really thought you were a people pleaser to begin with, because the fact that you did those kind of videos going after the old term YouTube whores, you went after Onision, Ray William Johnson.
Yes, they did. I got oh my god, I would get messages from people saying, not a whole lot, but there were people who thought that I was trying too hard to be, trying too hard to keep too many people
uploaded yet. A lot of people have saved some of your old Idiot Fanboy comment videos. A lot of people actually
those are fun.
So
those were fun.
And I think though, that's why it was okay with them if you switched your political ideologies later on. People change their minds all the time about certain issues, but it was the way that you went about it and the way you treated other people who didn't agree with those changes. Sure, some of them are closed-minded too. They're going to be like, oh, I didn't subscribe to you for this, I'm going to go.
Yeah, I got as much as I gave.
Yeah.
Trust me.
But it felt like it happened more and more, especially with people at the time that, like, again, were a little bit closer to you. So that's just the way it's perceived by a lot of people. I guess we've covered a lot of ground with that. If there was one other thing I do think we need to take the time to talk about, admittedly, I do want to go ahead and talk with you about the recent flaggings with my videos, if you're comfortable with that.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so, this is mainly to have, the discussion about it. Now, I'm sure I'll understand, you previously flagged The Amazing Atheist for a privacy complaint based on him using a short clip of your video. And I get it.
And I apologized for it. Yeah.
Now, with my videos, though, and I get the fact that you may not care, you don't like the fact that people are uploading your old content, but trust me, people were doing this before me, okay?
Probably.
I didn't abridge your videos in any way. I didn't at all edit them. They were strictly your opinions. You made these videos out to the public. People really related them. This is what they want to see. So then, what privacy invasion is there that's being made to, warrant?
Oh, because I couldn't file a copyright request. So I had to file a privacy request.
And you did, though, because that was the other thing. What was weird about it was that
I did, and then it went right back up.
Right. Well, I mean, the ends don't justify the means, but also the fact that you flagged the DMCA on the one video that was edited. And, I don't feel like that video took things too much out of context, because I do guarantee you, honestly, if I were to put that video up...
I was taking the piss. I was taking the piss. I was pretty upset at first that all of my shit was just being uploaded and I had, zero legal recourse whatsoever.
Sure.
And then I was like, okay, fine, fuck this guy, flag, and I did. But you got it back, so,
Yeah, well.
It's not like I'm an entity on YouTube anymore. I don't need to... if people want to make a bunch of videos about, oh, he's a false flagger, okay, cool, go ahead. False flag me! False flag whatever's left of my channel. Do it!
Still
just do it.
Funny how you thought that I was Mitch.
Yeah, it was, but I had so many reasons to think you were Mitch. It was uncanny when you told me, when I found out that you weren't. It was like, because I couldn't think of anybody else on this planet who had as many. He told me he had an entire folder of screenshots and video clips really? of me. Yeah, and he used to share them all the time in Skype calls and mostly Skype calls. He was known for that. He was known for sharing really.
He had that website back then. So,
which one?
And what didn't he make that one website where he?
Bloody Bucket Sinister or something.
Yeah, he made that was that one where he made that itemized list
Bent
of
dicks
reasons.
and all that.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
it's still bent, by the way, if anybody out there is wondering.
And I was gonna say something. God damn it. I got cut off. I will admit, yes, could some people classify what I'm doing with this channel obsessive? In a way, sure. Honestly,
no, it's not. I honestly, I don't see it that way. I in the moment, I was what the cool kids call butthurt.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
whatever. It is what it is.
The screenshots, I took a lot of them only to make sure like everyone knew the whole context, because that's the one thing I care about the most, is making sure everyone understands everything about a situation, because I don't want them to portray like, with all these rumors that were going around, I don't want people saying that. I don't want people knowing that unless they know for sure what is going on. And
I'll bite. I will bite. I will bite. I will bite. I will bite. What is this rumor you keep talking about? Okay, fuck it. What's the rumor?
Are you sure? Because
I'm sure. Okay. Yes, I'm 100% totally sure.
First of all, when you flagged down the apple throwing video, people were under the impression that video was actually a form of evidence of yours and Emily's negative relationship, of like the type of verbal and possibly even physical abuse that went on in it. And like, don't get me wrong.
Can I tell you about that?
If you want to, if you are comfortable with talking about it.
Yeah, okay, I will tell you about that. So when I moved here, I got a message from her saying that she wanted me to scrub, and even before I moved here, actually, now that I think of it, she wanted me to scrub every video off of my channel and everywhere else where she was present. If her face was in it, if her voice was in it, she did, and I honored that. I honored that on my channel, and she went away for a while, and I didn't really think anything of any other videos that might have her still on the internet. And then I saw that one was still on there. Now, let's get something like very, very, very straight. When somebody takes an object and throws it at them, and they get upset about having it thrown at them and their electronic equipment, why is it such a bad thing to get upset about that?
Right.
Because from what I can remember, I went right back to my live stream. I chastised her for it. I didn't get up and scream at her. It was just surprising. It was shocking. I did not see it coming. I did not want an apple being thrown at my goddamn computer, or obviously, much less my head where I got hit.
Yeah.
I think I got hit in the head. But at any rate, I don't think that my response to that, whether I deleted that video or had that video taken down or not, I don't think that was necessarily any evidence of anything other than I don't want shit thrown at me, and I was surprised. And I didn't even, did I raise my voice? And even if I did raise my voice, where's the problem?
I don't think you did. I think it was
I went right back to my live stream.
You two both kind of verbally attacked each other or something, and I have the video saved.
We did that all the time. It was a horrible relationship.
I think the reason people made that assumption was because you flagged it down without saying anything, and it was in a way parallel to how MDA would constantly flag all the videos about him that had evidence of him.
Oh God! You don't compare me to that motherfucker. I'm not... Jesus. Ooh, yeah, that hurts.
I mean, obviously, and
it was mostly to honor a request that she made to me a long time ago. Yeah, and at that point in time, I thought we were still on good terms, relatively speaking.
Oh yeah.
Even though we hadn't talked in a long time, because. Well, no, we weren't on good terms. We were just on neutral sort of, I don't think about her, she doesn't think about me. That's what I thought the whole thing was.
Sure.
And I saw this video still out there, and I could have asked him to take it down, and maybe I probably should have just said, "Hey, dude, can you take it down?" And he even asked me when I used to have a Discord a long time ago. He asked me if he. If I wanted him to take that video down, and I said no, go ahead, just leave it up. But later on, I thought better of it, and I was in a mood, and I deleted it. To my knowledge, it has been re-uploaded and will be re-uploaded in perpetuity, as long as there are people who think that that's some kind of evidence of me being abusive or whatever. But God, that's not at all. No, it the only thing it's evidence of is me not wanting shit thrown at me. And she threw it hard, and she could throw very hard.
Yeah. I mean, you've told me some stuff. I won't go into details about it out in public, but obviously, like I've said before, you've been open before about the kind of stuff you've been through, and it a lot of people these days, they also make like the assumption, or they say that like, people who are victims of abuse tend to become abusers themselves. And it's like, I don't want to be the kind of guy who jumps on that kind of bandwagon so quickly, because people genuinely just want to live better lives. And there was even, when I stated this, I said to everyone, I don't want to make this solid fact unless someone has proof that will deliberately open my eyes. If I click a video and I see it for myself, until then, I'm not buying it. And then someone even said, what John did to Emily was horrible. So I messaged them. I said, okay, what did John do to Emily? And they only said that what they had heard from Emily. And so it was like, okay, but what happened after that? And they were like, well, Emily did go back to John after we had that call. And I was like, see? And then, like, probably shouldn't go into too much more than that in a public call. But basically, like, again, the fact that people are so quick to jump on these kind of conclusions to assume the worst of people. Yeah.
Of course.
And, I don't think that's necessarily a reason for me to invalidate my relationships with them, because people make mistakes, But, like, I feel like, I guess it's another reason people assume I'm a centrist, is because, again, I look at all aspects and I know what I want to hear or what I want to talk about, and I want to get that information. And so, like, admittedly, yes, I'm actually grateful that you've been here, because the thing is, you're not obligated to give me your time. You're not obligated to come here and talk about this kind of stuff. So I don't take that for granted. And I do appreciate you coming here and opening up about this kind of stuff and hearing me out on what I have to say in this instance. So,
no problem.
So, how's Michigan Blue doing?
Pretty well, actually. I don't. Are they playing right now? It's a lot harder to watch college football
Alabama's
over here.
game is going much later than I thought. It's at 6:30. Last week's game against Florida was a closer call than I thought it would be.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't follow a lot of it because it's hard enough to find like professional sports over here, let alone college.
Right. I just now got Hulu Live. So.
Yeah, they don't have that here.
Damn.
We have Viaplay. Michigan plays Rutgers today. Yeah, they'll probably win that one. I did watch last week. I found a live stream, and they just absolutely kicked the utter living shit out of who are they playing? Oh my god, I can't remember who they were playing, but it was like 62-10 was the final score.
Oh wow. See, college football games, they get intense because they're young, fresh, upstarting people, And, like,
yeah,
because of Archfiend, I have become a bit of an Eagles fan. And, like, Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith are both Alabama players. So it's so cool that a couple of Alabama players are now playing for them. And it's so hilarious that Cam Newton got cut from the Patriots and replaced by Mac Jones.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Lions. Same old Lions.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, so I guess all in all, you know how I feel about certain issues. Obviously, we're going to have to like agree to disagree on certain issues, but I respect the fact that you've come here and talked with me about this. I'm sure a lot of other people appreciate you coming here as well and talking about it. I think we covered a lot around here.
Yeah, we did, for sure.
I mean, obviously, I wouldn't say we're great friends, but at least we've come to an understanding about each other.
Yeah, and sometimes it's really all you can really hope for is that you just come to an understanding. Yeah, I don't have any. There's no turbulence here. I don't really feel any animosity.
Sure. Yeah.
It was kind of fun to talk about the old days a little bit, even if a lot of it wasn't necessarily in a very bubbly light.
It's
but
those
yeah,
glasses, man. Like you almost miss the fights,
I do. I can't lie. There are times I've worn out my welcome on YouTube for sure, but there are times where I'm watching the news or I see something here. even if it's not a rant, just like I want to pull out my camera, and it's like,
See, and like,
I don't know.
My thing is that my objective here wasn't even necessarily like to win anything. I just like wanted to have this one-on-one with you about what I and a lot of people perceived. And again, like, I feel like a lot was covered in that instance. Now, again, other people have their own personal issues and problems with you. They can take it up with you that way.
Yeah,
But,
they're more than welcome to take it up with me.
Yeah.
If they have a beef and I feel that it's something that I want to talk about, then absolutely, sure.
All right. Well, I'm still gonna have to keep the channel up, but I've got a couple other videos.
No, yeah.
If you ever
It
feel
is
like
what it is,
scrolling down
like I said.
memory lane, you know, come by, take a look at some of your old clips.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for coming. Thanks to everyone who watched. We appreciate it. Sorry again for that blackout with the Wi-Fi. I'm glad everyone else made it back over here. And yeah, have a good day, folks.
Take care.